Hey everybody. All right. So just learned something really helpful. A lot of people are doing overlays and doing them in 15 different ways and then trying to figure out, oh, we have a background version and then a front over, a bottom and a lower. And then you had to scale everything and then you have to do all of these other crazy things to actually do it. Well, I was playing with various cameras. So I have this camera and I have this camera. So I was actually testing it with myself to actually do if I have two cameras side by side. Well, I think I got it working. If I switch to this and I come here, ta-da, and I have an overlay. Uh, really, really cool to do that kind of overlay with that. And what's really nice about it is watch, I will move it around and you can see how that overlay isn't actually working for that one, right? And if I move this one up, you're going to see this one should, yeah, and you can see this isn't actually fitting in the screen now. But if I have that at the very top, and I'll show you what this looks like in OBS shortly. But if I have that at the top, let's see if I can do that. Let me bring this over to here. And then in that screen capture, I go to screen capture and I do this, properties, and don't hide OBS. Great. So what I was talking about in the interview right here is, let me move it over. Whoops, not that one. Screen capture. Let me move this over so you can see. Whoops. And then from here, what I can do is I can resize it so you can actually see what I want you to see. So right now, as you can see down here, let's see if I can get my keys right. It should be this, it should be here and here. All right, so we have a bottom overlay right here. I have my screen capture here, which is currently my Google Meet, which I'm using as a secondary camera, and then my actual camera down here. So what was really cool about this is because I have a bottom overlay right here, all I have to do is move that to the top, but watch this. So with the bottom overlays and I click on filters, I added a chroma key and that's it. That's the magic of how to do all of this. And you set it to a color key, and I'm going to show you in the code actually how to do that. You set that as a color key. You have to play with this a little bit to actually make sure your borders don't bleed through, but that's it. It's really that easy. So if let me turn off, uh, so if I go back to screen capture and I turn on properties, hide OBS, great. So this is actually what my meeting looks like right now. And then if I click over to the camera, I can position, whoops, I select my screen capture. I can position that where I want it, bring it down a little bit, and bring this one over so it doesn't bleed over. And then move the whole thing until it's centered. Let's bring that over there. And let's move it, whoops, not that one. Screen capture, move this up and move this down. And then make the whole thing a little bit bigger. And there you go. And there, I have both cameras. And all I did was use a chroma key to actually do that, which makes it so much easier than trying to figure out what is the position of my scenes? How do I do a different scene? How do I change all of that? And then if I go into here, which is where the code is right here. So in my code, and let me bring OBS back so I can see that Everything's working. So in the code, I literally have an overlay window that looks like this. And that's it. So this is my overlay window that you're seeing when I switch to my interview camera. Well, if I had the meet up, let me open that up like that. Kind of cool. And great. So that's actually working. Let's go back to the code. And I'm going to go back to here so you can see this. And then you can see the code right here. So what I did, it's super simple. Literally, I have an overlay, um, camera, two different styles. This is all CSS. And this is a simple page that looks like this. So what's really cool about that is, oh, there's my zoom to mouse. I added that back, which is kind of nice. This is the this is the chroma key, and the color for that is green. So it's literally 0, 255, 0. That's the chroma key for it. I want to see something while I'm here. Preferences, hotkeys. See, Control Shift A. So let's see if I can do this. Control Shift A. Yeah. This is the background color for the camera. I positioned one on the left, one on the right, and that was it. And that is my overlay. I know it's super simple, but I've seen so many tutorials that are, as my phrase goes, garbage. Uh, because they are. They tell you have to do, oh, open GIMP, create 5 different meshes, and then make sure the alpha channel is set. No, don't do any of that. Create a web page, put some stuff in it you want to play with, and here, just to show you how easy it is to change it, I am going to, I'll keep that up, and I'm going to start messing with the code real time because I'm using Next.js. With a hot reload, you can actually see all of these changes, which is really kind of fun. So if I change the width to 20 on the cameras, they jump to 20, 40, right? And just, I'll leave it over here so you can see. The only one you'll see is the one on the left right now, which is good enough. Save there, 40, right? Let's say I want a different uh, border. Let's change that to this and 120, right? So my border just changed. 230. That's actually kind of good. I like that. But it blends too much with the background. I like the purple. What is 248? There you go. And you can play with the levels of all of that. If I do 9, you can see it get a little brighter. What if I do 11? Yeah, it doesn't do anything. 0.9. I don't even know if I need a border. I can get rid of the border and still have that. Let's do a solid 1. And let's say if I want to like position, let's make it a smaller one, 20, and height 40, right? So there's one camera that I want, and I still have the other one over here. But this changed both of the cameras. So now if I come over into my overlays, and let's say if I want another one, and we'll do camera main, right? Which doesn't have anything. So let's come back here, position that one. So I have those, and now I need a camera main. And I will do right 40 VW. Right, so now I have 3 cameras. Now, if I really wanted to have fun with it, I would actually do something like overlay content. Okay, so I won't do position absolute. This um, we'll do display flex. We're not going to do absolute. So now that's all good. Then we can do flex direction column. Well, let's do row, watch. And then justify content center, align item center. Save that. Let's get rid of that. With height, background, display flex. And then 10px. Are they all? Oh, I don't think I need any of these. If I do this right, height 400px, right, width, let's say 1920, 1080. That's really kind of what I want. And then margin. What if I just pick on, I'm an idiot. All right, let's do this. There. So now they're all centered and we can do margin of 10, margin 10px. So that actually puts a margin around everything, but we don't want that. Flex gap, flex direction, row, let's do column. See, and then you can play with all the different flex options. Justify content, and rather than do center, do space between. And now I have 3, just like that. And I think I can do it. 100 VW, 100 VH. Yeah. There we go. And we do, let's do space around. This is actually fun. There, that looks better. Simple layout. You can actually add different items. So now, because I have no other, and I'm using Flex for layout in regards to this, I can keep adding cameras. Now that I've had all these cameras, I ran out of space, but because they're hard coded, you can see. But if I do a Flex wrap, you can actually start playing with some of those kind of, let's do flex wrap, uh, wrap. And then let's go back, put those back. And as you can see, it started wrapping. Ta-da! Rather than compress it. And then this is all CSS stuff. So space between, right? So now it's going to line them all up. I like space around, or actually just by content center. So now everything's going to be in the center as it actually has space. There you go. Anyway, I just wanted to show you an easy way to do overlays rather than all the complicated stuff out there. And there's so many complicated things. So now if I come back to my interview, you can see I have all these cameras lined up and they're all kind of a mess right now, which is fun. But all I have to do is take this one and I reduce the size of it and I just have to line it up with whatever camera I want it to be in. And the mask automatically gets applied. It's really, really nice. If I switch back to my Google Meet and I fix this camera, which is going to be my screen capture, and I put that one right up here, make it fit, and it just works. It's so much easier than any other thing I've seen. Anyway, that was it. This is a real quick one. This is kind of out of my regular scope. So, uh, not sure if anyone came by today, but anyway, you can review this. This has really been pretty simple in regards to how to do it. Create a create a simple website. You can actually, as you saw, I was doing it from localhost. You can set it up from localhost, have it, add it to your scene, change the chroma key filter to green, and make your background match it, and it'll just mask it automatically. And make sure it's at the top of your sources in OBS. Really great, super fast way to do it. I'm going to start playing with some animation stuff and some fun transitions of logos and things like that. So, anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye.